Yo, it's Mezco Mondays, and I got the Mezco 112 GIJoe Storm Shadow review. It's Trav Moody. Yeah, it's not WWE for a change. We're going back to Joe, a Cobra. Today I'll be covering the AAA aesthetic, articulation, and accessories, of course, for Storm Shadow. Comparisons to other Mezjoes, or is that Mezco Bras? And GIJoe classified Storm Shadows. So, my preference for the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Storm Shadow would have been V2. I mean, he's my preference for Storm Shadow, period. And we've also got a couple of these already. We've got a lot of white classic OG V1 Storm Shadows, but pretty sure that licensing over at Hasbro can only allow so much from other companies. I mean, we did get Yakuza classified Storm, but at least with this one, we do get the Tommy Arashikage head. So that's cool. That's new. And we do have a slightly different aesthetic from classified. Something to think about. Let's get right into the aesthetic and look. Right away, this Mezco 112 Firefly. Kidding. Where the hell is Firefly? We need that thing. Anyway, Tommy is looking fantastic. He instantly felt great. He looked great right out of the box. Oh yeah, he didn't have that head on right out of the box.
Turn around, Tommy. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, we've at some point in our lives, we've all got to do it. We've all got to show face. We've all got to save face. We all have to reveal ourselves. Oh my God!
You know what? I think this Tommy head sculpt actually looks great from what I can see through the vid cam, but in hand it looks so much better than it did in any of that photography or digital rendering. Not that the photography is bad. I mean, the Mezco 112 photography is pretty next level if you ask me. But, man, he just looks so good. The soft goods gi and gear all together is just a wonderful contrast. I'm digging it. You know what I mean? You got, instead of the all white, which would have been super boring, we've got this nice dark concrete graphite colored chest harness. And I'm loving this wired hood too. I forgot who else it was that had the wired hood, but man, this thing is fantastic. I love it. Oh, it was Dr. Doom. That's right. So you get the Dr. Doom style, you know, as far as the wired is concerned, you can kind of articulate it any way you want. You can make Storm Shadow as shadowy as you want. It's really cool. I'm digging it. You could do the whole like Dr. Doom thing, you know, either way you want. You want to do ninja, you want to do chill. I'm chilling, bruh. I'm chilling, you know. I'm chilling. You know, like freaking Luke from Street Fighter or something. Like, man, this guy just right away, this is a guy you want on your desk. Without any accessories, without anything, maybe just this stand. He's just a lot of fun. I'm not a poser, man. I ain't no poser. But, you know, posing him can be so much fun. He's got all your usual Mezco, you know, your 30 points of articulation and everything. But he is a superstar. He's well chiseled, well built, but still slim enough to be a ninja. It's a closer look at this Tommy face. And like I said, I'm really digging what they did. Some people are not going to love this. Seen some of my pals' reviews and they weren't a big fan. He does look a little stone face or concrete. It does look like a mannequin. I'm not gonna lie. It's like almost too expressive to a point. Like, is he really that wide-eyed? I mean, I guess we could see this picture. He was pretty wide-eyed. But when you dig into this, I get it. I love the hair. You know, it's like, you know, when you put a hood on, I have very similar hair. When you put a hood on or a hat, it's hat hair, you know, except it'd probably be sticking up a little bit in the back. But he's got a lot of mousse in there. You know, he's got a Vidal Sassoon if you want. But just some side looks. He's looking good. I'm really, really digging this Storm Shadow sculpt much more than I wanted to. Going into the balaclava ninja looks, it's got such nice detail. Definitely updated from like just the classic hood type, more of a, you know, scorpion Storm Shadow thing. So real cool there. If you could see all the cool detail, I probably didn't notice any of this and that photography. Like I said, the pre-order photography and whatnot, but it's kind of circle back. It's got like a little, you know, adjustable clip kind of deal there, and let's give you a look at how Storm Shadow looks with the hood. And it's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy. I mean, I'm mad at myself for waiting forever to give you guys a review of this. It was worth the wait. So if you haven't picked up the Storm Shadow, you already know what to do. Click on that Entertainment Earth. Get yourself some 10% off. ATKM10. Get you 10% off. Storm Shadow, you know what to do. You can tuck in the chin. Give them that look. Really cool. I mean, these are my most favorite figures to pose. Classified, I like, making sure they have all the right weapons and everything. But when it comes to just attacking, battle stances, stuff like that, I'm sure someone will be like, that's wrong. But I'm going to dab anyway. I'm going to dab because I want to. All right, and this will probably be the sculpt most of you use because that's the classic look we got on the box. But yeah, it's just more of a menacing look with the high arching eyebrows, but pretty classic, if you will. It just depends on what kind of photography you got going on and what kind of situation. But either way, this is a beautiful sculpt. Way to go, Mezco. So the chest harness has kunai and quiver storage, so you can take these little kunai daggers and bring them up like that. It's not going to be easy even touching this stuff. I mean, look how really, I don't even think you could see it. Look how damn tiny this thing is, and it's going to be real tough to mess with these. You might need some tweezers or whatever. I was able to, by hand, get these on, and then the kunai, see, they're a little easier, I think, because they get a point and a sheath there, but it's cool, man. You can really fully load this guy up. Getting into the rest of his web gear, we've got this utility belt. And as far as I'm concerned, there doesn't seem to be any sort of actual utility with the utility belt, which I'm totally okay with. There was a lot with Snake Eyes, and we had some issues there. So it doesn't look like you put anything on. I could be completely wrong. Let me know in the comments. And you probably can take this off. It looks like there is some latches. I really don't want to bother, because if I break it, it's just a pain in the butt. I am willing to take chances. I'll show you one later on. But as far as this, I have no reason to take it off. But overall, like I said, the cloth goods gi is real nice. Everything looks really good. And there you go. A star actually just fell off by me touching it. So that's crazy. Good thing they gave me a lot of them, huh? Easily. But that's just a nicer, closer look. You got the ribbed web gear in there. Close look. Looking at some of the muscles on the arms. And then the utility belt. It's all completely wonderfully detailed. With the graphite colored knee armor, the shin guards look fantastic. We got that holster. Everything really feels so snug, but not to the point where you can't easily move the gear around. So while that feels snug, see how easy it was to move the knee, or if you just had to for whatever reason. Only issue though is, like Snake Eyes, the thigh holster slides down so easily. But this is for the nunchuckus. So I haven't done this yet. I'm not sure if both sticks fit in. Looks to be so. Look at that. Wow. I didn't think, from your first appearance, it doesn't look like that's going to fit in, but it actually fits completely snug in to that holster there. So that looks great with the chains and everything. And to finish, we have these Tabi boots, I believe is the name of it. So it's got really nice detail, all buckles there. And the toes are very similar to the classified, as you can see, almost like snowshoes, if you will. But then he's got wraps around the leg instead of armor. Real quick look at articulation for those not familiar with Mezco Toyz. He's got 32 points of articulation, awesome neck movement. You can kind of crank it in. This has been a complaint in the classified line, not being able to look up on that ball joint. You can't hear, you can look down. Just a great range of motion there, awesome. You got a boot swivel there, ankle pivot, rotates inward, really nice. All kind of posability. Doesn't have the toe articulation. Maybe you see that in WWE Ultimate. Maybe that's that one extra point of articulation. This is 32 and those are 33, but yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. Wrist swivel. Don't have a forearm swivel on this at all. Butterfly joints, of course. Double pinless elbows, as usual. Who knows if they're even pinned. It's got clothes. I'm sure they're pinless on the legs and everything like that. Just a super fun figure to pose. I guess he doesn't have the greatest ab crunch for a ninja. It's really not much. Look, doesn't even look like he has one. So that could definitely be a complaint there, but obviously you got the span. I'm not going to bore you with articulation. You probably already know at this point, and if you don't, there's 9,000 other reviews that'll do it, but you know, he can do this whole silly thing that we all try to do in high school, whatever. So, you know, he's jamming. But yeah, you're going to be able to put this guy in any kind of ninja pose that you really damn well please. So don't worry, be happy. So we're going to do something a little different than the usual stuff. We'll show the accessories, the weapons, and then we'll show you how they look in the hands. There are 15 interchangeable hands, and they're pretty critical. They're pretty crazy. So let's show you all the accessories, and then we'll fly through it with the hands. Tommy comes with 2 swords. The smaller one is a katana from feudal Japan. It's the wakizashi, worn by samurai. These look essentially the same. One's smaller, one's bigger. The odachi is the larger one. It's a giant samurai sword, so heavier than the katana. Rightfully so, we've got our samurai sheath. Wakizashi is fighting me right now, but it's going in. It's a little scary, but I promise you, you'll make it work. We got Stormy with both blades. Sort of recreating the box cover art. Of course, we'll get that all hooked up for you once we go through the quiver and whatnot. But really looking good. They look good in hand. And of course, we have 2 weapon holding hands. We got our size and our hand cysts right there. Excellent detail. Not sure if you could really tell through this angle I got going on right here, but try to get as much detail as possible. It's really hard to get the white, kind of bounces off in the light and so forth, but we get the metallic of the size there. We get Storm Shadow doing his best Raffi impression. Storm Shadow's down with the Sithness, looking cool with these hand cysts. All right, now we got our bow quiver, and it's pretty funky functionality in this, but it's good. And there's the detail on the back there. So about those cysts, they fit right on the side, right in there, and you'll push it in, and it should clamp. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a loud clicking noise, but it does stick on there. So you could see it connect to that side. So you can see the connector, and then you put that one in, and boom, they should. I wish it kind of clicked. I like when things click. You know what I'm saying? Click, click, boom. But anyway, it's in there. We're good. We're good. So you can see them easy to take out if you wanted to, right? And we got our arrow. Just to reiterate, you got the 3. So you can see the 3. I thought only the 1. Pretty wild. So then you'll take your sheath, and you'll see that this is the bottom. And it's actually going to go like this, because you want to have the clip to go on the back of the harness. And it looks so similar if you look that way, but you can see there's no opening there, and then you'll put your blades in there. It doesn't click, so it feels like it just fall off, but so far so good. Backpack quiver and sheath. All right, so there's the back, there's the clamp, and you'll see it's got the matching holes right there. I'll try to do this. There we go. Look at that. Boom. And that kind of like snapped in a little bit. There we go. A little bit of noise. Noise is scary sometimes. We're going to compare all 3 quivers. You got the gridiron set in the middle, Hasbro on the right, and Mezco on the left. Mezco is more bare bones, but some people might prefer that. As you can see, it's pretty wacky how much stuff, but it fits everything. The bow fits great with the swords, and I don't know if the bow even fits. I know it folds, but does it fit instead of the scythes? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Let's explore. Here's a look at how Tommy looks with the bow and arrow pose. Now we'll bring him closer, and we see the detail on the bow. And I believe that's the bow holding hand. There's so many hands. It's 15, like I said. It's hard to differentiate them. We'll do our best. This one looks like it could hold smoke bombs or arrows, or probably the bow itself, the strings of the bow. You've also got this other hand right here with the 2. And from my time as a great archer back at Camp Cathedral, when I was like 12 years old, man, I was the man. I was Travis Best, they said, because I was always getting the reds and yellows. But yeah, as you can see, you could pull that back, and that looks even more accurate. That is probably the arrow and pull hand, as you can see. And well, there you go. So funky thing about this bow that I want to show you is that it does not actually have this in the directions. It just shows you that it can fold. But what it should have told you is that you're supposed to see how that barely pulls out there. You pull that out, then you fold it down, because look what happened. It kind of snapped off a little bit, right? But it somehow will stay up, and now it seems to it wants to like fly down easy. Because I just went like this. So if you pull that out, then fold it, it'll be much better. I think they did a really poor, once again on this side, and it doesn't really, it's kind of awkward. It folds, but folds for what? It doesn't fold. It's pretty bad. Like the functionality, this doesn't make any sense. It's cool that it folds, but the execution is poor. Foldable bowl can collapse, yeah, but it almost snapped on me. And I know some other reviewers were really scared to do it. It's because you just got to slide that out first. I wish I had discovered it, but thankfully the bow didn't snap in half. But this folding thing doesn't, I don't know. If you guys have a better idea, maybe it's to do this. Now I think about it, it's almost like a harness. Do we like this? I don't hate that. What do you guys like this? Let me know in the comments if you have this Mezco Storm Shadow, or you're just watching, you want to be a couch quarterback, let me know how you feel. He doesn't have any guns or anything like that, so maybe he can just, I don't know, play the guitar on it. But that's what I'm almost figuring out. That's what that is. See, something just fell off. What was that? Oh, it was a kunai. All right. We've got our Manji Shuriken on the right and the Hira Shuriken on the left. And Storm Shadow comes with 3 each. This might be a reach, but it does kind of fit. There's barely any room in there. Maybe in between. Let's try to get that up there. Here we go. I like that. I'm pretty sure that's what these fingers are for. Cool. I dig it. You guys dig that? I dig that. And he's got 6 of these Happo Shuriken. I'm not even going to bother putting these stars in that finger because I've already lost 2 doing this review. And then as you can get a clear shot of the kunai. I'm not going to bother with those either. But pretty sure this little finger that all the ladies love will work with all his little tiny weapons. Now I think about it, these fingers feel more appropriate for the stars. But you could go 2-finger too if he's got some kind of special technique that is shadow boxing. To counter that, he's got his kung fu fighting chop or bitch slap hand. Up next, my man got some wall crawling hands. They also look incredibly badass going the other way, like reverse neckies. And he's got 1 smoke bomb holding hand and another smoke bomb holding hand that holds 3 bombs. See it? 3. And we've got the shuriken deflecting effects on the katana. Totally forgot about that. Strangely enough, I actually found this trio shuriken throwing effects to be pretty easy to put on. A mistake found in the directions here is, you'll see it says smoke bomb throwing effects. Yeah, those aren't smoke bombs. And then, yeah, that's a smoke bomb, not shuriken. So yeah, I could see how it could be confusing. And then the hands are actually backwards in there because it was probably like a reverse print or something like that. But yeah, final product. Actually did not find this to be that difficult for those who want to get a nice clear look of where to put it. I really hope this helps. It's hard to capture on screen, but you've got, how do I best describe it? It feels like the one on top is separated from the 2 on the bottom, and you just stick that almost in like his middle finger. Yeah. Crazy racy references we got in the review today, but it's a toy kind of move. That's about as clear as I can get for you guys. Hope that helps. And there's a look from the other side. It's a really cool looking effect, and I could see how it could frustrate people, but it actually stays on pretty well. Now for the smoke bomb hand. And there's from the other side. So yeah, I think this would help you more as far as to where to put it. And there's a look at Stormy just chucking everywhere. He's got his ninja stars to his left and the smoke bomb on the right. Man, these are terrific. The functionality is kooky, but it's effective. Like, these are not going anywhere if you don't move around too much. And yeah, once again, the only problem I have overall with Storm Shadow's functionality is that damn crossbow. So there you go. Look at that. Oh man, this guy's so good. Look at that. That looks great. This is amazing. I am in love with this figure. I did not think I would be. I'm all in on Joe Mezco. And we can't forget the Mezco stand. The one on the left is Storm Shadows. The one on the right is Destro. But there is a color difference in the Cobra insignia on the stand. So that's really interesting there. And why not? We'll compare it to Joe. We got the Mezco packaging as you've been seeing throughout the review, but just wonderful, wonderful art on the front. Cobra on the right. All the stuff I went over in the back. And another Cobra symbol there. So easy smeezy, no deluxe, nothing crazy. Can even do a little comparison there. Next to Roadblock. Next to Destro. Oh, but then someone will cry, why didn't you compare the Snake Eyes to the Storm Shadow? Well, one's massive. I hate that they're not in line. And it was a deluxe because it came with a wolf. And it was a comparison of Mezco Storm Shadow with a modified, classified first edition Storm Shadow. And then we have the retro Storm Shadow on the right. I believe the guards, the arm guards, are different in the middle one. But man, am I wrong? Is the retro one in the middle? I'm confused at this point. I'm totally wrong. But either way, it doesn't matter. We're comparing the Mezco ones to the classified edition. And as you can see, the Mezco one certainly pops with the automatic cloth gear and everything. I think everything looks great. Some people will love the all plastic, but the soft goods on this Storm Shadow and then the extra blacks on the web gear. Oh, sorry, get a shin guard. Like I said, it's not hard to get that back in place. But yeah, he looks so super fantastic. They're all amazing figures, but man, this one blows them away in my opinion. And it's Tommy time. We've got the Tommy Arashikage face sculpt from Mezco with my custom. And I totally forgot where I got this custom from. So ask me in the comments and I'll look it up. Got Storm Shadow with Ryu. We've got the only two Cobra on the Mezco line because that Firefly is just... I don't know if he's ever coming out, guys. I'm sorry. You got Stormy with short block. And last but certainly not least... we've got Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, brothers in arms, blood brothers till the end. I don't know, guys. I like to smoke Mezco as much as you do, but the distribution this year has been on point, almost to a fault with inflation, man. We're getting nailed by Mezco. It's a lot. I mean, I haven't even been able to review the turtles yet. If you want me to review the Mezco TMNT set, that deluxe set, probably going to take me a week, so you'll all have to give me like $20 an hour to do it, at least. That's all I'm asking. It's like minimum wage now. Anyway, check it out. Storm Shadow, other than maybe the Turtles and Doom, this is my favorite, likely my favorite Mezco of the year, and we've got a lot. I mean, it's definitely superior to the Snake Eyes, for sure. I love it. I don't have any issues with this guy in terms of functionality. I think the things I kind of nitpicked about, I figured out. I didn't have as many problems as a lot of reviewers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I play with Mezco more than the others, or I'm just that damn good. No, shout out to the guys that did review this. But I don't know. I dig it. This is by far the greatest Storm Shadow ever created. Now, the only thing holding it back is that it's not V2. It's V1. I'm going to go. Man, this is hard. And I really like the Tommy face too. That's one of the things that people don't dig, and I'm all right with it. I'm gonna go 4.75 out of 5 whiskeys. This one exceeded my expectations in spades. Really dug it all the way through. Love the weapons, love the accessories. Didn't have many issues with it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's the fact I'm not giving it a 5 is probably blasphemy. This thing is amazing. The only reason it doesn't get a 5 is because I love those turtles so much. I might even like this more than Dr. Doom. I got to go back and watch that ranking video. Anyway, I love it. I don't know what else to say except please like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, you're a Mezco fan, and you want to see more reviews from me, love it. We go live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. And that's it, guys, for Travis Moody. I'll catch you in the toy aisle. Cobra!